Hey guys, thank you for downloading this special episode of The Obsessive Viewer where we interviewed Michael Goldberg and Dave Chan from SureFireMovie.com, which is their website for their feature film, Surefire, a con-man comedy that they're currently crowdfunding for. You'll hear all about their campaign and everything in the episode to come, but I wanted to let you know ahead of time that there was a little bit of an editing snafu, or recording snafu. I didn't hit record on the redundancy recording quite early enough, so the original recording is a little bit rough on the ears, but that should go away within about 5 minutes of the episode. So stick through it, because this is a great episode, a great interview with some great guys, and I really hope that you take the time to check out their crowdfunding campaign and check out their work. Again, you can find them at SureFireMovie.com for all the necessary information. Alright, so enjoy the interview. Thank you for listening. This is Matt Hurt at Obsessive Viewer on Twitter.
This is Tiny at Obsessive Tiny on Twitter.
And this is ObsessiveViewer.com's The Obsessive Viewer Podcast. Welcome to The Obsessive Viewer. We're a weekly movie and TV podcast that covers a specific topic, be it genre, trope, movie, or show. Each episode, you can find back episodes at OV157.com, find the blog at ObsessiveViewer.com, and also subscribe to the subreddit at r/ObsessiveViewer. In addition to that, you can help support the podcast at patreon.com/ObsessiveViewer and submit a rating and review on iTunes. It helps us out a lot. So this week, in this episode, we're going to be interviewing friends of the show, Michael Goldberg and Dave Chan, who just launched their crowdfunding campaign for their first feature-length film, Surefire. It's a crime comedy. We're going to get talking to them about that here in a bit. But first, just want to check in with you guys. How are you guys doing? Go ahead and introduce yourselves for the audience members who don't remember you from OV133, actually, where we interviewed you.
I like you got it down to a number. That's great. Yeah. Well, this is Michael Goldberg. I'm the director of Surefire. I'm also one of the writers and one of the producers.
I am OV157. I'm Dave Chan. I am co-writer and co-producer for Surefire.
So you guys talked about Surefire when we had you on last fall, and I'm super excited for you guys to get going with it, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. What was the inspiration for it, and what would you say would be kind of the pitch for the movie in terms of plot and everything?
Okay, well, I'll lead us off with that. So Surefire, the origin of it was just a quick backstory. This was a while ago, actually. I had had an experience living here in New York where a producer, I'll put that in quotes, was like sort of a shady kind of producer, quasi hired me to write a script for him, and that experience did not work out. He sort of turned into really more of a hustler than a producer, and it was an interesting experience and a funny experience. And as I was going through it, I was thinking, this would probably make a better film than the film this guy wants me to write. And so I kind of filed it away as a good idea about a guy who sort of runs into like a shady producer who sort of tries to take advantage of him. And then later on, I sort of took it off the shelf when I read about a New York City con man, like a real guy, who was going around pretending to be a movie producer. That was part of his con. And at that point, the idea was born. I thought, oh, right, I should just make the guy a full-on con man and have, him pretending to be a movie producer as a big part of the story. So to bring it up to where we are now, the story itself, just a quick log line. So Surefire, it's the story of New York City con man, Benny Boone, who's having a midlife crisis and wants to go legit. And sort of as he's doing that, or while he's doing that, he ends up encountering some gangsters who want him to pay them back for money they think he stole. And So in the process of trying to pay off these gangsters, he ends up stumbling into this scheme of becoming a movie producer. At first, it's just a con. He's pretending to be a producer, but then it actually turns into something that he cares about. And he not only is trying to make this movie, but also pay off these guys who were trying to kill him. It's a feel-good movie.
Very cool. Very cool. I can't explain how excited I am for it, because that seems like the type of movie that's kind of right up my alley. I mean, it's got a lot of appeal to a lot of people. Like, I mean, in terms of, just from the basic subject of con men and con movies and stuff, that's a really fun genre, but also mixing it with, movie producing and behind the scenes stuff of the movie industries, it sounds like it's going to be an absolute blast.
Yeah, I mean, we were inspired by a lot of those kinds of movies, both crime comedies, con comedies, and also showbiz comedies. Mm-hmm. Kind of all sort of went into the mix here. You know, some of them we highlight on our campaign page quite a bit. We talk up on the crime comedy side, American Hustle and Get Shorty were big inspirations. But then on the comedy side / showbiz comedy side, it's really Woody Allen, mm-hmm. And a couple of his films, particularly Broadway Danny Rose and Bullets Over Broadway, and then Mel Brooks is The Producers, and also Bowfinger, Steve Martin's Bowfinger, huge influence.
Bowfinger is one of my favorites,
and particularly Bowfinger as well. Like all those films, kind of like fed into the mix what we were trying to do. And we're big fans of all those.
Nice. I really like the campaign video you guys made, because it incorporates clips from all of those influences and stuff and influences, and I love the way that you guys melded those together into it. I thought that was really really attention grabbing. I really like that.
That's great to hear. We hope other people feel the same way.
Right. So for our listeners who are interested in checking that out, where can they find it? What is the aside from the show notes of this episode, where's the website that they can find all the information for it?
Yeah, so we have a surefiremovie.com page, and from there you can click on the link to the campaign page. Nice. Where you can contribute and pass along. And we also have a link where you can sign up for our mailing list. We're actually doing the campaign through Seed and Spark. Mm-hmm. And you can go to seedandspark.com and you can search for us in the search bar for Surefire, Shore-Fire, and you'll find us.
Nice.
Or you can just pretty much know. Everyone will know. Yeah, that's how we do it in Brooklyn. So. Yeah, the quick there is surefiremovie.com. You can find everything there, or go to Seed and Spark, find the search bar and type in Sure-Fire, and it'll come up too. Either way.
Perfect. So when people go to this and they want to support it and everything, what are the different levels that the different incentives that they can get from each level of the campaign?
Yeah, so at $10, you get a special thanks in the film's end credits. Come on, that's cool.
Right?
Totally.
Basically, with all of these, it's not included in the $10, but we're giving everybody a shout out on social media too. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. And trying to also sort of talk up, how we know them, and we a lot of good people, and also like what about them too that we want to mention to people and highlight.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So, Dave's Dad versus Pork Bun. I'm very interested to hear about this because
if you go just a step further to $25, there is a very mysterious top secret video of Dave's dad taking on a pork bun. Yeah, because it's really worth that $15 difference. From 10 to 25, that jump to get that video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. My dad is the unofficial mayor of Chinatown in New York City.
Gotcha.
So yeah, unofficial. Scare off De Blasio, but yeah, my dad was a really good sport. Nice. I was like, here's a pork bun. Can you just eat it and I'll just film it and. What? What is this for? It's cool. Don't worry about it.
I love it.
Nah,
That is...
He was a great sport. He was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And he's a funny guy in general, too. So
That's some good incentive. I may have to spring the $25 just to see that.
I think so, yeah. And if you spring $100, you can see it 4 times.
It is coveted footage.
Yeah, let me set up the character, the backstory. Yeah, so I call him the unofficial mayor of Chinatown because if you walk down the block with him, he's about 80 years old. If you walk down the block with him in Chinatown, he's bound to say hi to like 5 people on every block.
Yeah,
you know?
Nice.
So yeah, he is the man.
Very cool. So let's see, and then after that, you get for $50, you get a private link to Rye Manhattan, correct?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So Rye Manhattan is it's our new short film. We made this film after What's Eating Dad, which was on the circuit last year, in which you guys played at Shocktober, and we were there at Indie Film Fest with it. So Rye Manhattan we made kind of on a lark. We were asked by the Iron Mule Comedy Film Festival here in New York City to quickly make a film for them. They do a monthly festival. It's an awesome festival. And part of each month they do an audience film, essentially, where a member of the audience gets cast to be in it, and then the audience yells out a title, and then they pick a filmmaker friend of theirs to make this film. So at an Iron Mule, we were there with What's Eating Dad previously, and so then at a screening, somebody, an audience member got picked by the name of Matt Cohen, and then somebody screamed out the title Rye Manhattan, and that is what they gave to Dave and I.
No way! That is awesome.
And, yeah,
it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
So it's sort of this like almost like it's not a 48-hour film challenge. It was more like a 2-week film challenge, but it was still a challenge. We from script to screening it, we had 2 weeks.
Oh wow!
So we had to we wrote it, cast it, found the locations, got our crew, shot it, edited it, all of that in 2 weeks. And we essentially did that first screening I'd kind of call it a preview screening. We knew it needed a little bit more work. We just had to hustle and get it ready for the festival. Mm-hmm. But then after we were done with it, we put a little bit more time into it and finished it, really polished it up. And so we've been going out on the festival circuit with it now. We've already gotten into a handful of festivals, which is awesome. We actually won the audience award with the film at the Iron Mule Comedy Film Festival on its own merit, which was a nice meta thing to happen.
That is amazing.
And we're actually playing in Indiana. We're playing at the Riverbend Film Festival.
Okay, nice.
In Goshen, Indiana. It's playing the first weekend in April. I think it's I don't have the date on the offhand. Get back to you guys on that.
Cool.
But if you go to Riverbend Film Festival and you look it up, check out Rye Manhattan. We're in one of the blocks of shorts there. And just to wrap up, the film itself is it's about a guy waiting for his dream date in the wrong bar.
It's very After Hours.
Yeah, we kind of were inspired by Scorsese's film After Hours, about a New York City date gone very wrong, and decided to make this short. It's not, it's a totally different film, but sort of inspired by the feel of it. And this guy sort of racing across New York City to try to find his dream date at the right bar, and all of the misadventures that happened to him along the way.
Yeah, literally race. Because when we wrote the script, we had the main character just running around Brooklyn looking, for the right place to meet his date.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
We were so lucky to get Matt Cohen and not, some guy who's 90.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Right. He was randomly chosen to be in the film. We really lucked out. Matt is a comic writer, producer, actor, performer in his own right. And he's hilarious in it. And he did a great job, and all the other actors did a great job too, but it really did hinge on him. If we had gotten somebody else who wasn't essentially as good, the film would have turned out very different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really proud of like the entire cast and crew of Michael, just putting it together, man, that weekend. It's just run and gun. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. And there are no bugs in this one?
No bugs.
Okay, awesome.
Trying to think. No.
Trying to think of any other, no, there aren't. No zombies either.
Okay, cool.
But it's a fun short. We actually hope to be back at Indie Film Fest this year too. We have applied. We still haven't heard, but it'd be awesome to be back for that one.
Nice.
So you can check us out. Actually, for that one, you can go on Facebook and just look up Rye Manhattan Movie, and you can follow us there and get news and check us out.
Nice. And to all of our listeners, if you haven't seen What's Eating Dad and are interested in this, definitely check out this incentive or if you saw What's Eating Dad and you want to see this, check out this incentive because it's the $50 one. You get Rye Manhattan, and then you get all the other perks from the other ones too. And if you haven't seen What's Eating Dad, the next one might be up for you. The next one is $100, and you get let's see, what do you get? You get the link to What's Eating Dad, and then all the other ones before that. So,
I'm curious. Is What's Eating Dad still like making the rounds at all the festivals and still winning awards and everything, being awesome?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's we are in. Let's see, we're in a few more. It's already played at a couple of festivals this year. Actually, in fact, tomorrow it's playing at the Fargo Film Festival in Fargo, North Dakota. We're excited about that. It's the premier film festival in North Dakota. Very excited. We're playing at the Garden State Film Festival in New Jersey, in Atlantic City, at the very beginning of April. We have those coming up. I feel like there was another one we had recently, too. We're still waiting to hear from a few as well. Oh, yeah, we played at Durango Independent Film Festival about a month ago out in Colorado. Nice. Also a really cool festival. So it's still getting out there, it's been an amazing run. We're at over 40 festivals. We've won or been nominated 14 times. It's been a really great ride. We met so many people on the festival circuit, like you guys.
Right.
Everywhere we went, we really made a tour of it last year, and it was fantastic to sort of build this community of filmmakers and see so many amazing films and go to a lot of great places and some that we wouldn't have gone to, maybe, otherwise or wouldn't have known about. We actually have a really good problem, which is that weekend that Rye Manhattan is playing at Riverbend in Goshen, Indiana. It's also playing at the Chattanooga Film Festival in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh, nice.
And Chattanooga Film Festival is an amazing film festival we went to last year with What's Eating Dad. So Rye Manhattan is playing at those two festivals on the same weekend that What's Eating Dad is playing at the Garden State Film Festival here in New Jersey.
Wow.
So we have to pick where we're going.
Exactly. Which
is a tough decision. It's a good problem to have, but since we're in fundraising mode for Surefire, we feel like our best bet would be to go to Atlantic City, literally, no pun intended there.
Yeah.
I've heard it's a really wonderful festival. We've had several filmmaker friends who have been there, and so far it's been great just talking to them about it, and so we're really psyched to go.
Yeah, and now the audience, you've heard all about Rye Manhattan and What's Eating Dad, and wouldn't it be great to see both of them? Like, how can you do that? Oh, you can donate $150,
right? Nice. Yeah. Take us to the next level, Dave.
Yeah. If you contribute $150 to the Surefire campaign, you can get private links to both Rye Manhattan and What's Eating Dad and everything beneath that. So, shout outs, man versus pork bun, all that good stuff. And there's more. But wait, there's more.
It keeps going. We could, what we could trade off. So at 200, you get the private link to Surefire, plus your favorite con man DVD. Not your favorite necessarily. Let me amend that. It's one of one of our favorite con man movies.
Nice.
Focusing on the ones that inspired Surefire. So you would get a private link to Surefire when it's done, and you would get a DVD of a great con man film.
Nice.
Awesome.
You like a potluck thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's a nice air of mystery there.
You should go in with several of your friends and all get this one, and then you get several DVDs, and you can have a little potluck party.
There you go.
Awesome.
Some tips
I like
for the
it.
viewers. Listeners, I should say.
Right.
Well, speaking of Surefire, I'm very curious. I've read some of the blogs and the articles that the film has been mentioned in, and you've revealed the title of the movie within the movie, and there has to be a story behind Hooker Mom.
Great question. Why weren't we talking about this from the beginning? Yeah.
You buried the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez. Let's rewind. Thank you for asking that. Hooker Mom, it came out of the writing of the film. In the movie, I'll be giving a little bit away here, but not a lot. You're right; it's already in all the posts. You can read about it.
Yeah.
The movie that these gangsters are threatening to kill him, and so he stumbles into an actress who's dying to make a comeback, and claims to have the money to bankroll her comeback movie. And so our con man, Benny Boone, the hero of Surefire, very spur of the moment sort of sizes her up, in terms of some of the things she's told him at this party where he runs into her, and pitches her this crazy movie called Hooker Mom. And he sort of pulls some things out of the air, and then some things she's mentioned, and just sort of concocts this crazy pitch
on the fly
that she loves. She thinks it sounds like a very raw, gritty drama about this, mother that happens to be a hooker. And that's sort of the story he sells her on. The problem is that script does not exist. And with these gangsters threatening to kill him imminently, he has to come up with a script called Hooker Mom within days, literally within days.
Wow.
So a big part of the movie is how does he pull this off? I don't want to give too much away, but he ends up through Craigslist hiring a sort of wannabe screenwriter, very neophyte kid, to help him write the script for Hooker Mom, and they come up with it's some kind of mad masterpiece. I'll sort of leave it at that.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's where it sort of becomes more of I'd say the Mel Brooks influence in the film kind of takes over.
Nice.
The movie that they end up making becomes very just sort of ridiculous and absurd, but it ends up working at the same time.
Very cool. And as we go through the rest of these perks and everything, it should be mentioned, very importantly mentioned, that at the 200, 300, and 500 points, these are all limited, so there's only 5 of them available. So if you want to contribute to that, you should get on it really quick. Yes. Yeah, so,
well, I hope that Surefire is such a resounding success that the fans, ourselves included, demand that you actually film Hooker Mom.
Yes.
And that can be your next project. You don't even really need to.
There you go.
You already have the script.
Well, in Surefire, you will see, you will definitely see some parts of Hooker Mom in Surefire.
Okay.
I won't give too much away, but it definitely becomes, there is a movie within a movie. So Hooker Mom is in Surefire.
I can't wait to see this film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
There's a lot of layers. Nice. And actually, as even a little teaser for the listeners, we are going to be doing an update video for the campaign.
Nice.
So if you stay tuned, if you contribute, if you follow us, we are going to be releasing another video in about a week or so, and it's going to address the hooker mom movie within a movie directly.
Nice.
It's going to mainly be about that.
Very cool.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Can't wait. So the next level of incentives for the campaign is the $300 level, which includes everything at the 200 level, as well as a signed poster for What's Eating Dad. Correct?
That's right. Only 5.
Only 5. You guys got to get on it quick. And then after that, you have these are the big ones. These are the really interesting ones. The $500 one is. Do you want to talk about what all is included in the $500 one?
Yeah, for $500, you get an invitation to the Surefire set and have meals with the cast and crew. I can't guarantee any pork buns, but I don't know, maybe we'll try to make some special arrangements here. But yes, that's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, just to be with the cast and crew, you can talk with them, you can just chill with them. You know, they might be in their hooker outfit.
Even more incentive.
So, plus you get a lot of the perks from the levels below, in addition to that. But yeah, we would love to have our contributors on the set with us. That would be amazing. That would be so much fun, and it would mean a lot to us to have people support us.
I would just sweeten the deal a little bit too. That we're really going after some bigger actors for some of these roles. That's part of the reason we're sort of doing the whole crowdfunding for development money, and then going after even more money than that later. But we really do want to get some bigger names. So an invitation to the set, meals with cast and crew. It's what we're doing is sort of this indie Hollywood hybrid kind of comedy here in New York, and we do want to get some bigger names. So you could be rubbing shoulders with some stars at that level. So think about that.
Oh yeah. And again, there's only 5 of those available, so act quick. So do you guys want to talk about what's at the $750 level as well, or next?
Yeah, definitely. Now the $750 level and beyond, it's unlimited. So if 1,000 of you want to give us $750, that's perfect. You are in luck.
Oh, yeah.
So so that's an invitation to the Surefire launch and wrap parties.
Very
Plus,
cool.
you can be an extra in the film. What? Yes, you can be an extra in the film. So, exactly which extra, we don't know yet. We'll have to work that out. But that would be a lot of fun. I would totally want to do that. I mean, if I were to contribute to the film.
Right?
I would, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, and the parties, of course, will be off the hook. And,
Of course.
Yeah. But to be able to see yourself on screen, I think that would be huge. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just to say you're in the movie too, I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to need extras too. We do have several scenes with a lot, at parties where we do need a lot of extras. So it's unlimited. If you want to be an extra in the film, that's the one for you.
Nice.
Cool. Well, I know you guys haven't even started filming it yet, but I'm just curious. Do you have any? I don't know how the process works, but do you guys already have? Have you already entered it in any kind of festivals or anything, or do you have any slots waiting for Surefire?
Well, you're right. Yeah, we haven't filmed anything. We have applied to a fast track program through Film Independent, which is in Los Angeles. It's an independent film organization that particular program helps, put us in touch with financiers. It's done in conjunction with the Los Angeles Film Festival, the American Film Market. We're really hoping we get into that. That takes place in June, as another great avenue to meet a lot of people. In the business, producers, financiers, investors, distributors. But no, we're in the process right now putting our team together. We have several producers on board. and we've retained some other people. So we're that's why we're at this stage now where we're really launching and getting off the ground.
Great.
Nice. And do you guys have like a let's see, so the campaign runs for the next month, right? Or
It runs through Friday, April the 8th at noon Eastern time is when the campaign ends.
Okay. Do you guys have like a prospective like start date for when you'd want to start filming it or start production on it?
Yeah, we're looking to shoot in the fall of this year.
Nice.
October, November time period. So, assuming all the funding is in place, we'll be ready to shoot by then. So
very
that's
cool.
what we're shooting for. Yep.
Nice. So we've got, let's see.
It's a New York film too. It all takes place in New York. We're really excited about that. We want it to be a real New York film. And so we're trying to cast a lot of local actors as well as even, bigger name actors who happen to live here. Nice. So we're looking at like a fall New York shoot.
As you can hear the sirens.
Sirens in the background. We're in New York now, folks.
Nice. So you've got three remaining incentives levels on here. Do you guys want to talk about the $1,000 one?
Yeah, absolutely. The $1,000 contribution would get you a private theatrical screening of Surefire once it's released, plus the launch and wrap parties, plus being an extra and visiting the set. So you get the whole shebang there.
Oh, yeah.
And, and it's pretty exciting. So, we would love to have you on the set. We would love to have you in the private screening. It'll just be so much fun to see the movie with, your close friends and, and people who support us. That would be an amazing event. So
absolutely.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm kind of curious. How has your guys' experience been with crowdfunding so far? It's a very popular thing now, and it's turned out so many great things. I'm sure Surefire is going to be one of them. But have you guys had a good experience so far with crowdfunding?
Yeah, I mean, we were a little scared at first, like 5,000. Wow, we got to raise $5,000 in a month. What? But we're off to a great start, and it's really inspiring. And so we're at about 38% right now. So it's and with only a week, we're in really good shape.
Oh yeah.
So
it's very impressive.
We're not there yet, and we need a bigger push, and that's where our contributors come in. So it's been great so far.
Yeah, I'll ditto what Dave said. We're also on Seed and Spark, which, if you don't know, it's a crowdfunding platform that's dedicated solely to film. So, there's a lot of other platforms out there that do film and other things as well, and they're all great. But this one, we connected with them at several festivals, actually, on the festival circuit with What's Eating Dad last year. And they were sort of like new kids on the block, but they also have a really good conversion rate. I think they actually have the highest percentage of successful film crowdfunding campaigns on their site. And they've been pretty hands-on as well and very helpful. So yeah, Seed and Spark too. And it's a great place just to check out and see what a lot of other emerging films are, emerging indie films. We're glad to be a part of it.
Very cool. I was wondering about Seed and Spark because honestly, I hadn't heard of it, and that sounds amazing. That's great.
Yeah, they're really terrific. They did a whole road show last year at a lot of festivals, and we ran into them at two. Nice. And they were just sort of putting their money where their mouth was. It was like they really did have the results to prove it, and it's a good site. It's a good platform. They're very connected, too, and they try to do as much as they can for the films on the platform. I think other platforms, you might sort of, you're on your own, but there they really want to see everybody succeed, so they try to get involved in the process as early as possible to give you pointers on your campaign and even sort of how to go out with it, and they've been great. It's been a really good experience so far.
Very cool. That's great to hear. So say there's someone out there listening who wants to contribute, but also just desperately wants to see their name in the opening credits of a movie, is there an incentive for that? That a level of incentive that?
Yes. Glad you asked, Matt. So for $1,500, that contribution will get you an associate producer credit on Surefire, plus all the perks at the $1,000 level. Having meals with the cast, the private screening, the parties, and extra. So that's really exciting to have a credit in a movie. You know? Mm-hmm. And while we're at it, at $2,500, if you contribute $2,500, you get a co-producer credit, one notch above, on Surefire in the end credits, plus all the perks that I just mentioned before at the $1,000 level.
That is awesome.
And finally, this goes out to all the true ballers out there, right? If you contribute $5,000, you will be an executive producer, top dog, executive producer on Surefire, plus all the perks at the $1,000 level, the meals, the parties, the extra, so and the private screen. So that's extremely exciting.
Oh yeah, that is amazing.
And it will work for you.
But as a caveat to that, or maybe as an extension of that, I would say that no contribution is too small or too large. Even though the goal is $5,000 for the campaign, if you would like to give $5,000 or more, that would be fantastic, and we would still obviously accept that. The budget of the film and other things that we need are more than the $5,000, so you can give as much as you want or as little as $10.
Nice. Yeah, and I have to say, like, the different levels of incentives that you guys have set out for this campaign is really impressive. Like, there's, at every tier, there seems to be just a ton of really great content for everyone to choose from. It's really impressive how you guys set up the campaign. So I'm really excited that it's going successfully.
Well, thanks. Yeah, we strategize. We have a lot of filmmaker friends and colleagues, and we also followed their campaigns and contributed to their campaigns. And so we did look at, how they did their incentives. So we tried to take, some notes on the ones that we like, sort of how they did it and what they had at each level, and then try to put our own spin on it at the same time.
Very cool.
This is our first campaign too, so it's been great so far. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm gonna have to try to scrape together $5,000 because I've got a little bit of room on my resume and an executive producer credit. That would be awesome,
right?
That's what we want to hear.
All right, can we hold you to that?
No comment. No comment at this time.
Well, it's on the record. It's on the record, Tiny.
No comment. I like the no comment. All right. Think on it.
I will. Lots of thought.
So as we're kind of, I guess, winding down here, I don't want to keep you guys too long. What exactly do you guys have the money section off for? Because obviously, like any crowdfunding campaign, you think like, oh, you don't want people to think that it's just going to go just for the rap party and all that. But, and I can vouch for you guys as characters that you guys are very sensible guys. So like, do you guys have it set aside for different things for the project?
Yeah, no rap parties. Michael and I are boring.
No. You want to have rap parties, but the money's not for the rap parties.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding. This $5,000 is actually going to go towards part of the retainer for our legal counsel, as well as towards a casting director.
Very cool.
Two very crucial players, on the team.
Oh yeah, especially since you guys are going after some bigger names for the acting. I'm sure that you need a top tier casting director for that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they'll bring a lot of value and experience to the whole team. So that's really what triggered this is needing to bring on some bigger people and you have to pay them.
Right.
It was as simple as that. And some other things too, but that's what we sort of set out this specific crowdfunding for was to help us cover that. And so far, so good.
Very cool.
Who are we kidding? We're going to buy $5,000 worth of pork buns.
Dave, oh, he didn't mean that. He didn't mean that.
No.
Buy stock in pork.
Even more incentive to contribute. All right, so as we're kind of winding down, why don't you guys tell us where we can find all of you, like all your work online and everything, like the whole rundown of all social media and everything that people can find Surefire at and everything.
Okay. Well, I'd say Surefire, again, in particular, right now, the most important thing is surefiremovie.com. It has a link to our pitch video on Seed and Spark, and you can push the button to take you right there to contribute as well as join our mailing list. You can also find us on Seed and Spark. If you do their search on their site, it's seedandspark.com, and you type Sure-Fire into the search bar, you can find us. You can also find us on Facebook. I think it's at the end, it's just Surefire Movie. If you type Surefire Movie into Facebook, you can find us. We're also on Twitter, also at Surefire Movie. And then the hashtag, which is on Instagram and other places, it's Surefire, hashtag Surefire Movie. We've also been throwing the hashtag Hooker Mom out there. Be curious what else comes up with that. Yeah, Surefire Movie and Hooker Mom.
Very cool.
And you can find me on Facebook as well, Michael Goldberg. It's GOLDBURG. It's a URG at the end. I'm also on Twitter at Michael Goldberg. Same thing on Instagram. And you can also go to michaelgoldberg.com. And you'll find a lot of links to What's Eating Dad, which is at what'seatingdad.com. You'll find our Rye Manhattan Facebook page, and then a lot of the other sites and things that we've already talked about. But that's another place to find a lot of this information.
Yeah, and you can find me on my production company sites, facebook.com/Navy Yard Films. So that's one word, Navy Yard Films. I'm also on Twitter, Navy Yard Films, and Instagram, Navy Yard Films. Or you can go to NavyYardFilms.com if I haven't said Navy Yard Films enough.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much, guys, for putting up with us for the last hour or so.
Oh, you guys are awesome. This was great.
Yeah, it was great talking to you guys again.
It was a lot of fun. As always, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And once again, to everyone listening, definitely go check out the campaign on seedandspark.com and contribute what you can, because these guys are just super cool, down-to-earth guys and very talented. So definitely support these guys.
And go see What's Eating Dad in Rye Manhattan if it's showing anywhere near you.
Yes.
I'd love to see What's Eating Dad again, and I mean, I have all the confidence in the world that these guys make really good stuff, so I'm sure Rye Manhattan is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, guys. Back
no
at
problem.
you, Matt and Tiny. This has been great. Thanks for all those kudos too.
Oh, no
it's
problem.
great to hear when you want to see a film again.
Yeah.
And that you're looking forward to more of our work. That's really awesome. Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll let you go here. Hopefully we get to talk soon again. Maybe once you guys get rolling on Surefire, maybe we can meet up again and talk some more.
That would be awesome. Thank you for that offer.
Oh,
we
yeah.
will definitely take you up on it. And as we were ending here, one last thing I forgot to mention, along with the campaign, another thing that we're promoting is doing a podcast about the film.
Right.
And I almost forgot. We're going to start kicking off some episodes of those very soon. We're,
nice.
At the beginning, it's going to be primarily focused on the crowdfunding, but then we're going to track the whole making of the film. So it would be, especially for filmmakers out there, an incredible way to hear about, an independent film being made in New York from the ground up, from fundraising onward. And so we're going to be kicking that off soon as well. We were kind of, you guys were an inspiration for us. That's also why we wanted to come back. We wanted to mention it here and use your podcast as a way to kind of get ours going as well.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you for that. That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Do you know where that's going to be? Or I'm sure it'll be up on surefiremovie.com.
We're probably going to put it out there. I'd say not this coming week, but the following week. So I'd say in about 2 weeks we'll know.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I guess I would, for listeners out there, I would check back on surefiremovie.com for updates and our Facebook page and Twitter. So.
Sweet. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to everything else, obviously. So yeah. All right. Well, thanks again, guys, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Tiny. And thanks to all the listeners out there.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Tiny. And thanks, listeners.
All right.
This has been awesome, guys.
Thank you. Nice. And you guys talked a little bit about Surefire when we interviewed you. Wow. I'm so sorry. For context, I'm getting over an illness, so it's like, yeah. Okay.
I'm feeling the same way. I'm kind of just getting over a cold.
Oh yeah. It sucks, but okay. I'm gonna take that again.
Go for it.
Thank you for listening to The Obsessive Viewer, presented by ObsessiveViewer.com. You can find more of our episodes at ovpodcast.com, and you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or your preferred podcast app. The Obsessive Viewer's theme song is An Eclipse of Events and is provided by Loudlike from their EP Mistakes We Must Make. You can find that and more great music from them on iTunes and like their Facebook page at facebook.com/loudlikemusic. Any and all feedback on the podcast is encouraged. You can email the hosts individually at Matt, Tiny, or Mike at ObsessiveViewer.com, or send an email to the podcast in general at podcast@ObsessiveViewer.com. Check out the Obsessive Viewer blog at ObsessiveViewer.com, where we post movie and TV reviews and the occasional editorial about the business of entertainment. You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/TheObsessiveViewer and follow us on Twitter at ObsessiveViewer, at ObsessiveTiny, and at IamMikeWhite. If you want more obsessive content in your life, check out our sister site, ObsessiveBookNerd.com, for book reviews, author spotlights, and a general celebration of reading. Finally, if you're philosophically curious, check out Tiny's side project podcast, The Secular Perspective, which explores the concepts of faith, religion, and existence from the perspective of secular hosts. You can find that at thesecularperspective.com and subscribe to the podcast on the podcatcher of your choice. Again, thank you so much for listening. We love you. Be excellent to each other.